You've probably heard it a million times, right? The squat is the absolute king of exercises. It's the one thing you have to do for leg strength. But what if that's not just old advice? What if, for a lot of us, it's actually dangerous advice? Let's get into it. Because when you're over 60, building strong legs isn't about lifting the heaviest weight possible. It's about staying functional, staying independent, and, most importantly, protecting your joints for the long haul.
Wow, that one hits home, doesn't it? This quote really frames the whole conversation perfectly. See, this isn't about getting weaker or giving up. It's about getting smarter. The simple truth is, our bodies change, and our training has to be smart enough to change right along with them.
So what does that actually mean for you? It means that if you keep trying to force your body through those same deep, heavy squats you did 30 years ago, you could be doing more harm than good. We're not just talking about a little soreness here. We're talking about speeding up the wear and tear on your joints and maybe even increasing your risk for things like painful knee osteoarthritis.
Okay, so let's really dig into this. In this first part, we're going to break down exactly why the so-called king of exercises might need to step down from the throne, especially if you want to stay healthy and active for decades to come. You know, the issue with that classic deep squat, well, it all comes down to physics. As we get older, the cartilage in our knees, that natural cushion, it just gets thinner. Deep squats create these shearing forces that can literally grind away at that thinning tissue. And then there's the form issue. A lot of people bounce out of the bottom of a squat, which is basically a recipe for an injury. But maybe the biggest problem? You do a squat with a wide, stable base. It does absolutely nothing to train the kind of real-world balance you need every single day.
Okay, enough about the problem. What's the solution? Well, here's our first one. And let me be clear, this is not a step backward. It's a strategic upgrade. We are going to build real, functional power with an exercise that perfectly mimics one of the most important things you do every day, getting up out of a chair.
And just look at the difference here. It's night and day. A traditional squat, that's high stress on the knee and it demands perfect technique. But the sit to stand, the stress is way lower and the chair itself is your built-in safety net. It completely prevents that dangerous bounce and forces you to train a slow, controlled movement on the way down.
And hey, this isn't just a nice idea. This is backed by science. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older adults who practiced this exact movement consistently saw their strength increase by over 35%. That is a massive improvement in functional power.
So how do you do it right? It's simple. You're going to sit on a solid chair, feet flat on the floor. Now here's the key. Lean your chest forward just a little bit. See? That shifts your center of gravity. Then you're going to drive through your heels to stand up. Really focus on the heels. That makes sure your glutes and hamstrings do the work, not your knees. And finally, the most important part, control it all the way back down. No plopping. Let's talk about that coming down part for a second, because it's so important. That slow, controlled lowering, that's what trainers call eccentric strength. I like to call it your body's braking system. And think about it. If you can't control your body on the way down into a chair, what happens when you trip or stumble? That braking system is what keeps you on your feet.
All right, so we've got the power part down, but power without stability, that's like having a big engine in a car with no steering wheel. So next up, we need to upgrade your body's software to make sure you can actually use that power safely.
Now, to really get this next exercise, we've got to talk about a concept called proprioception. It sounds complicated, I know, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Think of your muscles as the hardware. They're strong. Proprioception is the software. It's your nervous system's ability to know where your arms and legs are in space and make tiny instant adjustments. As we age, that software can get a little laggy.
And this is exactly why the split stance just blows the traditional squat out of the water when it comes to balance. A squat is on a wide, stable base. Easy. It doesn't challenge your balance at all. But the split stance hold? It narrows that base, making things a little wobbly on purpose. It forces your nervous system, that's software, to wake up, pay attention, and get better at its job. And listen to this, because it's a huge deal. This study basically says you can have the strongest legs in the world, but if your balance is poor, you're still at a high risk of falling. So, you see, training your balance isn't some optional add-on. It's your #1 defense against a life-changing injury. And the best part is, it's super simple to do safely. Just stand next to a wall or a sturdy chair, something you can touch for support. Take a step forward with one foot and one back. Now make sure your feet are still about hip-width apart. We're not walking a tightrope here. Then just bend your knees a little bit and hold it. You're not trying to do a deep lunge, you're just holding that staggered position and letting all those little stabilizer muscles wake up and do their thing.
Okay, we've built our foundation. We've got power, we've got stability. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, control. This is where we put it all together into a dynamic movement that's going to help you in the real world.
Think about what's happening inside your knee for a second. When people do a squat with bad form, their shin often slides forward, which puts a ton of pressure right on the kneecap. But with a step-back lunge, your front shin tends to stay much more vertical. That little change in the angle makes a huge difference in protecting your knee joint. And bonus? It trains you to step backward, a skill that's absolutely critical for getting around in tight spaces like your kitchen or a crowded aisle.
Honestly, this movement is a total game changer. It teaches you how to slow down and absorb force, which is exactly what you need to do to catch yourself if you trip. It trains that backward step we just talked about. And most importantly, it forces your strength and your balance to work together as a team, all while being way kinder to your knees.
And here's how we do it, using a chair to make it foolproof. Stand in front of a sturdy chair. Take a comfortable step back with one foot, keeping your chest held high. Now lower your hips straight down, not forward, but straight down until your knee lightly taps the chair. Then, here's the magic part. Drive through the heel of your front foot to power yourself right back up to the start.
So when you look at all this, it's pretty clear what's going on, right? It's a total shift in how we think about training. Staying strong and independent isn't about copying what a 25-year-old bodybuilder's doing. It's about training smarter, not just harder.
This chart really brings the whole system together beautifully. You've got the sit-to-stand for your raw functional power, you've got the split stance hold to dial in your stability, and you've got the step-back lunge for integrated control. You see, each one tackles a specific challenge that comes with aging, creating this amazing comprehensive system to keep you strong and safe.
And this right here, this is the single most important takeaway. It's about understanding that your body's top priority isn't about lifting the heaviest weight anymore. The priority has shifted. The new goal is maximum preservation, preserving your joints, preserving your mobility, and preserving your independence for as long as possible.
I love this final thought because it's so empowering. Choosing these smarter exercises isn't a sign that you're afraid of hard work. Not at all. It's a sign that you're informed. It means you're making a smart decision based on a deep understanding of your own anatomy.
So as we wrap this up, the real question isn't if you should start, but where. Take a look at these three pillars: power, stability, and control. Which one of those feels like the most important place for you to begin? Which one are you going to master first?